We will be doing an install video on this, but I wanted to show off the Thinkware M1. So I have the VSYS Systo dash cam. You can see that install video about a year ago on my channel. They had given me a discount on it. I still paid for it. I think it was like 50% off discount. And I'm not alone, obviously. I'm not special in that. But the problems I had with it were that it was it didn't sustain vibration really well. And what I mean by that is whenever there was a vibration in the camera from anything really, it was super jumpy. And the camera at the rear did much better than the camera at the front. And I reseated the connection many times, reinstalled it a couple times. I never could get over that. And then finally the app connection was a little bit slow as well and not reliable. So I have a Thinkware F700 dash cam in my car. And so I thought, well, they've proven themselves for 4 or 5 years on my Golf R. Let's give them a chance on my bike. My only complaint being the Thinkware M1 is fucking $600. What the hell are they thinking? Seriously, what are you guys thinking? Bullshit. Sorry, Thinkware, email me. Tell me why this thing is freaking $600. I'm serious. I understand R&D and tariffs and warranty coverage and packaging and the $8 Sony Exmor sensors you guys are using per camera. I get it, but come on, $600. And let's get into the specs while we unbox these. This is a 2-channel system, which just means front and rear recording. Where you could put both cameras facing forward if you wanted to. It does have built-in GPS, which is nice, and it has a really cool cutting-edge Sony Exmor, what's like a 2 or 3-year-old sensor now, sensor that has really good kind of like sensor level lighting. It's you can Google it. I'll put a link below, but basically it shows to show you kind of explain what it does. But it's really good at doing night shots, which is nice. But the problem with and without boosting the ISO like crazy. But the problem with sensors is that they are incredibly cheap relative to everything else, and there's really and even though it's good at low light, it's not iPhone level quality low light. It's not GoPro level quality low light. So my argument here is, yeah, it's a nice complete package. It's waterproof, cool, awesome, great. But the system is 2-channel, 1080p, 30 FPS, and I'll tell you why 60 is important. 60 is important because, so resolution isn't everything, but frames per second is really important because whenever you're driving along and the car cuts you off, that is boom, like this. And if you have a ghosting effect where the image gets stretched out as they come across you, because you're going 70, they're going 85, chances of reading that license plate if you go to the frame by frame is really hard at 30 FPS. 60 FPS gives you double the amount of frames per second, and it allows you to narrow in on that a little bit better. And another way to do this is by increasing the resolution, right? So even if it only is 30 FPS, you can do 4K, and that helps you a little bit too. So the fact they did 1080p, 30 FPS is kind of annoying, and there's no digital stabilization. Obviously, there's no optical stabilization because it's a super bumpy situation. Because optical stabilizers really don't like vibration. I've destroyed an iPhone with optical stabilization just on my dirt bike. So, but here's my point. You can buy a $300 GoPro, Hero 7 with 4K, 60 FPS, optical image stabilization, their ProTune, which is really cutting edge stuff, and built-in GPS. You can buy 2 of those and mount them on your bike. The software has built-in looping effects where it'll rewrite the SD card over and over again. The only thing you'll lose by having the GoPro is that auto start record function. I feel like $600 can get you a lot of GoPro tech and a remote and the mounts. So Thinkware is kind of high for charging $600. Just my opinion. Now, onto the review, or the unboxing. Here's your control. This is specifically made for Motorsport, and on their website, I probably shouldn't show my serial number. On their website, they've got an ad. Their ads show ATVs and motorcycles. I think ATV is probably the more appropriate market. There's your front and rear micro USB with your SD card there. This thing powers. Let's see how they do that. How are they rigging that up? They've got this camera. Oh, this is your front and rear camera here. You've got that. You've got your record button and your Wi-Fi button, which is kind of nice actually. You don't have to dig for it. You can keep this down below your seat. Press this button to connect the iPhone app. You got a built-in fuse here, which means you should be able to. Yeah, you can. You can wireless this directly up to your bike's battery. It's supposed to have a detection for on-off, and we'll get into that in a second with the instruction manual. Because they say that it's supposed to have the parking recording, which is similar to mine. GoPro doesn't have this without draining your battery. Park recording, which will allow you to, if someone walks past your bike or bumps your bike, you can still catch that moment even though your bike is off and you're in the grocery store. So there you go. So there's the Wi-Fi button, status LED, manual record button. The LED being front and center is really nice, so you can actually see like if your thing is working or not. Camera port, and then we got a power cable, which we'll get to in a second. Let's see what else we have here. Where is, yeah, we know that, the battery portion. What is my ferrite core? There's your ferrite core. The product turns on automatically and continuous recording starts when you turn on the ACC or start the engine. To turn off the product, turn off the ACC or stop the engine. Product will turn off automatically. So here's your statuses there. For continuous record feature, it just works. It's stored in the 1 minute folder, and that's the same with my current F700. It does have Thinkware Cloud, which is nice. I wonder if it connects to my own Wi-Fi hotspot at the house when I'm home. Now, how about the wiring? Because how is it supposed to detect the motorcycle is turning on if I'm not using a power? Well, we're going to be doing this using a power, my PDM60, so I'm not worried about that. But here's your everything you're going to need. Let's unbox one of these cameras. It comes with a 32 gig SD card. I already have a 128 gig that I'm going to use. This is a SD card reader thumb drive thing. Let's look at these cameras. Plenty of cord, like tons of cord available. Clearly indicated front, which is kind of nice actually. So, you know, it's front and center there, front and center. Huh? It's funny. It's very large compared to my, well, let me show you. This is my STO product here. So you can see those two compared right there. So that's the Thinkware on the bottom, obviously. And then I've got my front. And that's the GPS module that I had. So the GPS module is now built into the Thinkware. And if you compare the Thinkware control module with the STO, that is. It's in the, this plastic here is the existing Dashcam I have, and then here is the Thinkware. Significantly larger. I'm gonna have to find some space for this somewhere. Somewhere, I don't know. And then finally, here's my front camera right there, and then once again there's that. So it is substantial, which should mean significantly better quality. The VSYSTO guys are the same as the Thinkware, 1080p 30 FPS, but I was okay with that because it was just some kind of like unknown, you know, Chinese brand. The fact that Thinkware couldn't boost that up to 60 FPS, you know, they may have made some design compromises where, you know, they wanted a sensor that's exceptionally at low light, which is that Sony sensor. But the problem with Sony sensor is it may not be able to hit 1080p. They also may have had power constraints. They might have had to sacrifice the quality for not killing your battery. So if they wanted to have the park detection on where it records if it notices movement or a gyroscope effect and starts recording, they also don't want to kill your battery during that. Which is why I may have to actually wire this directly to the battery as opposed to my PDM60 here, because the PDM60, as its job is supposed to be, its job is to cut power when it notices right here that the power is off. So again, this all needs to be cleaned up. But yeah, it's going to be a hard fit to get this in there. I've also got to make sure I get this close enough where this remote control runs all the way up to my handlebars, which is going to be Next video is going to be installing it. We won't do a step-by-step. We'll just show how we installed it on the GS. And then finally, in spring, I will post some video clips. But Thinkware, you know, if you guys want to tell me why this thing costs $600, that would be great. I mean, these cameras are huge. And am I getting a lot out of that? I don't really know what's going on inside of here. I wish I had the balls to take one of these things apart, but I don't. But what's going on in here to make these things so huge and large? And then, you know, before I close out, I didn't pay full price for this. They didn't send it to me either. B&H Photo was selling these for $4.99 in December, which is a great deal. Well, compared to MSRP. And then for one day, there was a $150 Dashcam sale going on, and this qualified. So I ended up paying $350 for this, which feels completely fair and reasonable. So I'm actually really happy that I paid $350 instead of $600. We'll have to see how it comes out in the end. Based on the YouTube clips I've seen by some of the motorcycle riders that have posted videos, it's not that impressive of video quality, but it is better than what I have right now with the current Dashcam. So wish me luck, and let's get started with the install in the next video. Thanks for watching. There we go. In today's video, we're doing a little bit different. So this is the Thinkware M1. Do not accept if seal is broken. And you're noticing that I'm going to have two cameras. I'm trying out something new, which is the new Filmic multicam app for iPhone 11 Pro. The future version is going to have supposedly 3 or 4 cameras being able to record at once, all in 4K. Well, I'll believe it when I see it, because they promised that feature in September, and it's still not done yet. But as you can see here, when I put my hand across, you've got the same shot with both the 1X and the 2X lens on the 11 Pro. I could pause the video and record with the selfie here and also with this one here at the same time. So I can take this from this shot and bring it into this shot and put it back to that shot, or take myself and go into the shot there, which is pretty cool. And I actually, what I'd like to do is to record in 4K, first of all. 30 frames per second is fine for these kind of videos because 30 FPS is adequate for non-motion, basically, you know, not high-speed stuff. But what I'd like to do is have the selfie camera going right here, and I also like to have the 1X and the 2X facing forward, so that when I'm doing a shot like installing an exhaust or something, I can talk to you all what I'm doing and have a little picture-in-picture if I need to, or expand to my face, and then obviously zoom in if I need to, but do that all in post. So that means you're just shooting one time and it's all in post. So sorry for the kind of distraction. I'm always excited about new tech toys. So this one is called Double Take, I think. It really needs to be quadruple take, but whatever, I'll take what I can get. Back to the episode.